Okay, good afternoon and welcome to the RTR Bowling Show here on YouTube. This is a big one. This video will be a little bit longer than our normal videos, and it'll be a lot of me just talking, but we'll try to keep it as brief as we can. But this is a very important announcement for our show. We are deciding the 23-24 final year-end rankings for the Rhode Island Bowling Player Rankings Commission. These rankings will also decide the RIUSBC Bowler of the Year, the RIUSBC Female Bowler of the Year. They will also decide first and second team for RIUSBC All-State. And then for the first time this year, they'll be also deciding the RIUSBC first and second female teams of the year All-State. Okay, so our All-State teams for all females and our All-State team overall for first and second teams, as well as our Bowler of the Year for the overall and our Bowler of the Year for the females. Okay. First, we'd like to thank our sponsors and friends. We want to thank Rippin' the Rack, Rhode Island Bowling Player Rankings Commission, Custom Profit, RIUSBC, Storm, Rotogrip, 900 Global, Lang's Bowlerama, and Bowlify. Okay, we're going to start with a few explanations, basically the boring stuff first. First, the rankings are a production of the Rhode Island Bowling Player Rankings Commission. I am very proud and very happy to be serving as the commissioner of the Rhode Island Bowling Player Rankings for my third year now. This has been in existence for a while. The commissioner's job is fairly new. We do have 8 people on the commission with me, and I'm very happy to have their help. But I have been elected as the commissioner for one more season. And every year we'll elect a new commissioner. If you're interested in joining the commission, it is open to all bowlers. We'd love to have you. You just got to be willing to give up a little bit of your time. Understand that it's a volunteer thing, and that you'll have to do just a little bit of digging and be available to vote on a few things for us. So if you're interested in that, or if you'd like to be the commissioner, or being on the commission in any way, or if you're just interested in asking some questions, feel free to reach out. Okay? All right. Okay, on to the rankings themselves. These rankings are intended they're not intended to recognize the best bowlers. This is very important. We try to stress this as often as we can. People often have lots of questions and criticisms of the Rhode Island Bowling Player Rankings, but it's mostly because they're not really sure of all the facts of what we're trying to do. We are not trying to decide who the best bowlers are. We are simply just trying to decide and recognize the bowlers who have had great bowling seasons as far as their performances go. Okay? So the rankings are intended to recognize outstanding performances and the competitors that have had the best performances of the season. So you may not see the very best bowlers in the state at the top of the rankings all the time, or even very often, because either they have not bowled in a lot of the events, or maybe they've just not had a very good year. This year, the person who is at the top of the list is a very accomplished bowler, and certainly very deserving. He's had a great year. But I think you would probably get plenty of announcements and plenty of argument as whether or not he was the best bowler in our area. Okay? And also to make sure we understand that this is just for Rhode Island bowlers. In order to be a Rhode Island bowler, you have to have bowled in the Rhode Island League in the past 12 months. If you have not bowled either last fall or this summer that is just concluding, you are not considered a Rhode Island bowler. If you have bowled or subbed in a Rhode Island League in either the fall or the summer league, and you have a sanction through Rhode Island bowling, then you are eligible to get points in Rhode Island rankings events. Okay? All right. So how do the rankings work? That's the next thing we want to talk about. The bowlers earn points in selected scratch competitions. The events have to be scratch or have a scratch component to them in order to be eligible for ranking points. So throughout the year, the competitors bowl in these events. They get ranking points, and we take the 7 best ranking point totals. So your 7 best events, basically, we add those up to get a cumulative rank point total. And obviously that's a rolling best 7. So if you have, 7 events where you get 50 points, you got 350, but then if you scored 1,000, we would drop your lowest of the 7 and add that 1,000 would be your best one. So It would be your best 7-point totals added up together, and that gives you your total ranking points. Okay? All right. Okay, now on to the rankings. I'm going to give you the top 25 rankings first, and then we're going to do our all-state teams and our round bowlers of the year. For all of those, I'm going to start at the bottom and work our way up, and I'm going to share the top 25 rankings in completion here in the video, and I will share it on the Rippin' the Rack Facebook page if you're interested in seeing those. Okay, so please feel free to check out the RTR Rippin' the Rack Facebook page for a complete listing of the top 25 in correct order. Okay, all right. So starting at 25, 25th is Chris Baker, 24th is John Matunis, 23rd is Rich Getz, number 22 is Tim Gagne, and 21st is Dan Vincent. Next up is our 16th through 20th bowlers. Again, starting in 20th is Eldon Dunbar the fourth. Number 19th, Rhode Island Hall of Famer Robert Toth. 18th is Sean Shawnee Cash. And 17th is Justin Veal. And 16th was Tim Healy. Again, Rhode Island Hall of Famer Tim Healy, 16th. And now we're going to do 11th through 15th. These are the bowlers that just missed the All-State team. It took 2676 to get to 10th place, while 15th was just 273 points back at 2403. So 273 points is not a whole lot, and that went from 10th being on the All-State team to 15th. So that's where we're at as far as how tight the race for the top 10 and the top 15 was. All right, so in 15th place was Tyler Hearn, who had a very good year at NEBA. 14th is Jalen Scott Jones. Rhode Island Hall of Famer John Van Hees is 13th. Nate DeMello was 12th. And Cam Beardsley is the odd guy out, one spot away from the All-State team. He misses the All-State team by just 81 points, finishing 11th in the rankings. Okay, now our RIUSBC All-State second team. These are the bowlers that finished 6th through 10th in the rankings. And again, we'll start with number 10 and we'll work our way up, okay? In 10th place with his first All-State team honor, most of these people are making the All-State team for the first year. We did have an All-State team last year, it was the first year we had it. And most of these are new bowlers who are not on the All-State team last year. And of course, this year we have 2 teams. So making his first All-Star or All-State appearance, John Hester, who had a big performance at the Rhode Island Team Challenge. He finished 2nd. RTR State Games, where he had a title. Rhode Island Invitational and Rhode Island Rankings Finals. Both good showings for him at those events as well. He had a very good year. Did not bowl a lot of the events, but the events he did bowl, he bowled very well and scored enough points to get him onto the Rhode Island All-State team at 10th. Okay, 9th is owned by Jim Savasta. Jim, who had a win at the Rhode Island Team Challenge and good showings at both the Rhode Island Invitational, the Rhode Island Masters, and the RIUSBC Association Tournament. Ryan Ciardillo is 8th on the strength of a great Rhode Island Invitational. His team ended up winning, and the center won. His center won the Invitational, and he had a very good team as well in that. He also had a title in the Association Tournament, the RIUSBC Association Tournament. He maxed out his honor score points, which is big. That's worth another 300 points in the honor scores as well as averages. So he maxed out his honor score points. In 7th is Kyle Wilkes. Kyle earned 550 points for his performance at the Open Championships this year, where he had a very good showing. He had huge points at the Invitational, and he had a win at the RIUSBC Trios event. In 6th place, finishing up your second team, All-State team, went to Nate Clark, who was outstanding this year. He had a very good year, especially early on. He had a wins at the Rhode Island Masters, which is a 1,000-point event for him, and he had a NEBA win in March, which was worth 500 points. So big points right off the bat for Nate out of the gate. He also grabbed 800 points at the Rhode Island Invitational and another 390 points at the Rhode Island USBC Baker Doubles Tournament. So big showings for Nate and gets him on the RIUSBC All-State second team. Okay, and now we are talking about our RIUSBC All-State first teamers. These are the bowlers who finished 5th through 1st in the rankings for the year. I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2 first, and then we'll tell you the final top top ranked bowler because that bowler is not only on the All-State team, but he's also our USBC Bowler of the Year. Okay, so in 5th place, let's see. In 5th place was Kenny Baker. Kenny Baker, he had 3 huge wins this year. Rhode Island Team Challenge win. He had an RIUSBC Trios victory, and he won the NEBA doubles with John Van Hees. So big year for Kenny Baker, who was not very high in the rankings last year. This year has 3 big wins, and he also scored some points in some other areas as well that we'll talk about. He gets himself on the RIUSBC All-State first team. He also managed a few extra points for honor scores this year. He had solid finishes at the RTR State Games, and that kept him near the top of the rankings most of the season. So a very good year for Kenny Baker. Congratulations to him. In 4th place, also a first team All-Stater, Jamison Matthew, one of the brightest young stars in our area. Just an outstanding bowler, very nice guy, great guy to bowl with, and he had a great year. And he will be 4th in our rankings. He had a big year. He maxed out points and honor scores and averages. Very good year down there at Alley Cats for him in league. He also collected the second most points in our RIUSBC all association team. Okay, so his association tournament was very good. That was, of course, at Alley Cats, where he bowled very well. So he had the second most points of anybody at the association tournament. He also won a title there. I believe he won the team title at the RIUSBC event. Plus, he had a win at the Rhode Island Invitational event that Tim Haley that runs that. Big win for him at Alley Cats. I believe he won the center championship with his group from Alley Cats down there. So good year for him. He had a very solid year bowling at NEBA this year as well. So a balanced schedule for him. He had plenty of league honors, a number of really good tournament performances, as well as some wins, and that gets him into the top 5 and around All-State first teamer. All right, and let's see. Okay, in 3rd place, Alex Aguiar, obviously, easily one of the best bowlers, not only in Rhode Island, but probably in New England. Alex had a very big year. He had a big Open Championships last year, and actually would have been Bowler of the Year for Rhode Island had he been classified as a Rhode Island bowler. He did not bowl in a Rhode Island league last year, so he unfortunately, even though he scored the most points of anybody, we do keep track of points of bowlers who bowl in our area, but don't bowl leagues with us, in case they get the Rhode Island status. So even though Alex was not a Rhode Island bowler last year, he would have been Rhode Island Bowler of the Year had he been a Rhode Island bowler. But he finishes 3rd this year. He had another very good showing at the Open Championships. Probably not good by his standards, but certainly for the rest of us mere mortals, he had a very good year. He scored some points at the Open Championship. He also had, and that actually, his Open Championship performance actually moved him from 5th to 3rd, which is why he's 3rd and not 5th. So he had a very good quarter 4 in that respect. The bulk of Aguiar's points came from his NEBA performances, where he won the 1000th NEBA of the year earlier this year. He also had solid showings in the PBA Eastern Regional Tournament that was held at East Providence. I believe he had another PBA cash as well this year, so those points also count. We count PBA Eastern Regional events because they are open to all Rhode Island bowlers. He also scored points at the Rhode Island Team Challenge and the Rhode Island Invitational. Again, I don't know that he had the kind of performance he wanted to have at those events, but he definitely scored enough points to get himself into the top 5. And of course, you carry over the points from the previous year. 1/4 of your points from the previous seasons carry over. So he started out with a number of points, and getting his Rhode Island status in order this year, bowling in the league, is enough to get Alex Aguiar on our Rhode Island All-State first team. So congratulations to him. And now our number 2 bowler of the year, another guy who is a Rhode Island Hall of Famer. A younger Hall of Famer for sure, but just keeps plugging every year, just having another great year. And he had a very good year as well. And that is the number 2 ranked bowler of the year for this year, Joey Transu. Transu maxed out his points for averages and honor scores this year. Obviously, he's one of the best, most accomplished league bowlers in our state. But he also won 2 association titles this year, and he had a very good year in NEBA. And those championships, along with his great league season, and a few other league tournament performances, gets him all the way to number 2 in the rankings for this season. Okay, now our number one ranked bowler of the year and the RIUSBC Bowler of the Year. This is an amazing young talent, and he had a tremendous year, just a great year. Good for him. Colby Hagemos is your number one ranked bowler and your RIUSBC Bowler of the Year. Colby started the year earning points in just about everything. He did skip the Warrior Kickoff Classic tournament here at Langs, but he scored points in the 1000th NEBA. He scored points in NEBA Masters, Rhode Island Masters, and even a PBA Eastern Regional tournament that was held at East Providence Lanes. Colby was able to take home wins in NEBA in October. He won the RIUSBC Baker tournament. He had a NEBA TOC victory. He also did very well in the Rhode Island Open, and he took wins in the Rhode Island Team Challenge tournament as well. So, I think that was 4 or 5 titles he ended up winning this year, so good for him. Great season. He scored a number of points down the stretch in NEBAs and a few other events the last 2 quarters, including a PBA Eastern Regional. He only missed the Rhode Island State Games and the Rhode Island Rankings Finals events that I can think of down the stretch. So even though he didn't need the points, he had a great year, bowled a lot of things, and he just had great performances after great performances. So good for him. Congrats, Colby, on your great year and on your first RIUSBC Bowler of the Year honor. And we will see Colby receive his recognition again at the Rhode Island Hall of Fame Awards Dinner and Banquet that's usually held in December. So please watch for that. Whew. All right, we're getting closer. Okay, so let's talk about the ladies. Again, this is the first time we're doing a first and second team all-female team for all states. So first and second team all-state female, as well as a female RIUSBC Bowler of the Year. Okay, I'm going to start with the second team, and I'm going to start at the bottom, and we'll work our way up to 6th place. Again, these are the bowlers who had the most points among females only. In 10th, in an RIUSBC second team all-stater, Melanie Connolly. In 9th, Katie Barnes, who had a big 800 series, the only female to have an 800 this year. In 8th is Linda Donahue. In 7th was Cheryl Pape. And number 6, Alyssa Joliker. Those are your round RIUSBC female all-state second team. Okay, now we're moving on to our RIUSBC female first team all-state. And again, I'm going to start at the bottom, 5th place, and work my way up, and then I'll tell you who our RIUSBC female all-state bowler of the year is. Okay? All right, so in 5th place, Angela Hancock, who had a great league season. JD Scott Jones, Morgan Walsh, and Jasmine Mason. Those are 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd in your RIUSBC female all-state first team. Our RIUSBC female bowler of the year, the inaugural winner of the female bowler of the year award goes to Courtney Parento. Not only did Courtney win points on the strength of a great league season with honor scores and exceptional averages, but she was also the only woman to qualify for the RI Round Invitational event held earlier this year. And she also won points at NEBA and at the RIUSBC Women's Championship. So great performance for Courtney, and she is rewarded with the female bowler of the year for RIUSBC. Congratulations, Courtney, and to all the ladies. It's nice to have you aboard, and we appreciate your efforts throughout the year in tournaments. And I do want to say that we do want to include the Rhode Island Ladies Classic that's held here in Rhode Island, which is the scratch event. We added the idea of having a Rhode Island Ladies first and second all-state team kind of late in the year. It was after we had already decided what events were going to be included in the rankings. So unfortunately, we did not get a chance to do that this year, but next year we will. We will include those, and we'll just count those points for the ladies only. Okay? All right. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at Ripping the Rack on our Ripping the Rack Facebook page. And obviously, if you would like to become part of the Rhode Island Bowling Player Rankings Commission, we would love to have you. Just keep in mind, like I said, that it is a volunteer position, and it's a lot of legwork and math. So if you're interested in that stuff, please reach out. We'd love to have you. Okay? I think we have 7 or 8 people for this upcoming year already. We are going to wait until September 1st to finalize the number of people and who will be on the commission. Usually we like to have between 8 and 15. I think we are at 7 or 8 now. So we have plenty of room for some more people. If you're interested, like I said, please join us. Okay? And that will do it for our show. That'll bring an end to our awards show and our year-end RTR bowling show. I will produce a document, like I said, listing the top 25 to be posted on the Rip the Rack Facebook page. And all of these bowlers, like I said, will be recognized at the Round Hall of Fame and awards dinner later in the season. Thanks for watching. Congratulations to all the winners, and keep striking.